Mankosi, Hallelujah, Makaya, Hallelujah, Mankosi. Hallelujah, Makaya, Hallelujah, Mankosi, Hallelujah. Makaya, Hallelujah, Mankosi, Hallelujah, Makaya, Hallelujah. Hey, hey. We are burning all of the sticky things that are finished with their workings. Burning all of the sticky things that are finished with their works about catching those light stream informations that from getting to us, from getting to the people through the within, that are truths coming from a place of distortion and corruption. We are releasing, liberating, liberating those energies through the within that have been holding back, that have been stopping the truth within us to be free from a place of equality. We are liberating these things, giving some cacao to assist the healing of the heart of all of creation, the heart of humanity, the heart of Mama Gaia, the heart of the children of Gaia. We are lighting this light now to bring and call into play and recognize in truth the light that lives within all, that is united even within me. And I'm calling for this truth within me to be set free, inside with the expression of my voice, inside with the expression of word of love and peace and devotion to equality, to freedom. Hallelujah. Mankosi. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aloha. Good morning. Aloha. Greetings. I'm sitting here now. It's the 28th of February 2022. And we're coming inside with the very last shining of this moon cycle that has been inside with the second month of 2022. All the twos have been coming together in big ways this month, and so by the synchronicities and the turning of grace in this month we are working together with the entering inside the labyrinth. So if it should be that you're receiving this transmission now, that you've come to be together close with me, I'm very happy to receive. Gracias. Give thanks that we are together. Give thanks that you are coming together in support and of all that is and the big work that we are doing in these times. So the alignment of will, truthful alignment of will. It has become clear to me through the passage of unraveling that has been great and challenging as we entered into this labyrinth, because it's a manifestation path. And what we have been called and invited to manifest within ourselves is great. It is great beyond our wildest beliefs of ourselves. And I'm meaning inside with grounded beliefs, the beliefs that have got no corruption. Those beliefs are few and far between. Most of the beliefs that we have got inside with mind, the mind of human, are deeply corrupted. Opening some more air into the space. Hello, Pearly. Welcome to this is my home, and next time we meet I won't be living here anymore, I don't think. Oh, actually I'll be about to leave. Yeah. There's big change happening. We're moving into the time of our dreamings. The big beliefs that is difficult for us to integrate and that has got corruption is about the truth that we are children of the divine. This Gaia, this planetary being, this body of earth that we are, this body of earth we are, is magnificent. It is a magnificent the Gaia, she is a magnificent being of immense, abundant, unconditional love. Of course, love is abundant. And here on Gaia, love is unconditional. Unconditional. It means that we here as intelligences on the journey to remember ourselves as together and part of and creative force of nature, where we have been given freedom of choice. We're the only ones here on this place, and there's not so many even, I think inside with the great beyond, inside with the many nations of the great beyond, that which we clearly see with these eyes of ours, that are magnificent eyes. They perceive the rainbow spectrum. They perceive the 7 colors, the 7 frequencies, the 7 directions, the 7 sounds. They perceive in truth that we are free within all of creation. We are centered and we are equal. These eyes, these bodies are designed to perceive this truth. And they're corrupt. The geometries of creation here, through the mind of human, because we've been given freedom of choice. Nothing here else on the Mama Gaia that is part of the body of Gaia. No other children of Gaia have been given freedom of choice like humans have. Why? Is because we're in specific study. These bodies are designed for the study of becoming free, for the memory of being free, for the memory of being equal, for the memory that thought creates, for the memory that where we put our awareness is where the energy flows, for the memory that love is happiness and happiness is love. The choice of being happy is a choice that sets us free. For the memory that now is the moment of power and that the power is within. Hey, and of course for the memory that the proof is in the pudding. So, yeah, there's big corruption inside the geometries of our fractals, of our memory, inside the geometries of memory, the memory of mind. Because, you know, in the separation, the apparent separation, when we enter into form, into physicality. And physicality is a challenging place to be. It's very dense. And, you know, we tend to think that dense means thick and potentially even also heavy. These associations are connected with the word density. In fact, density is molecular structure, vibration, points of light, love, information that are so close to one another that they create form. They are so close to one another. The song that is sung, the symphony that is sung by every single point of light inside a density that is agreeing to act as one thing. I am a density. My body is a density that is agreeing to act as a human form and to shape what has ended up to be me. It's a magnificent agreement to work in harmony of particles of consciousness, particles of aware frequency, particles of awareness. So in fact, density is a very high vibrational state of being. Physicality is a very advanced state of being when it is mastered. And it is a very challenging state of being to master because it appears to be so dense, so full, so heavy, so much lack of space. Yet, when we enter the within, the roaring stillness that is density, we discover immense and eternal and infinite space. so much space between every particle. In fact, so much space between every particle that is manufacture of this density I am. Some of those particles live in other dimensions. Every single particle has got pieces of itself that live in totally other dimensions, that live all over everywhere, inside with the beyond, inside with the 100,000 nations of being, in physical form and not in physical form, in all the ways we can imagine. Inside with the electrons, they are everywhere and they are now. They are timeless. They're beyond time, before and beyond time. They are inside the now. And they are totally and utterly free, and yet they are part of me. And so I must be free. It must be true. And the thing is, we have got corruption. Why? Because it's very challenging. It's easy to believe that a stone is hard as rock. It's easy to believe that, because of course it is, it's hard as rock. It's easy to believe that this mat, this floor, this wall, that candle is not me, it's separate from me. It's very easy to believe this inside density, with the eyes that we are born with, naturally, most of us. Why naturally? Because again, well, that's a different story. They said, let's unpack this one. They said that this little line here underneath our noses comes from where the angels put their fingers on our lips so that we would forget where we come from, the truth of our nature, our infinite state, that we are together with everything, that the fluid nature of the geometries that are fractal in their nature. And perhaps that's true. Perhaps some angels did do that. Perhaps some, perhaps there's stories of that too. There's stories about tall beings from other places, creator beings, here, coming here and doing works and making some changes, doing experiments, learning and growing themselves. Many of them are here back again now in human form, putting right what is out of place, making amends, using those creative powers in human form, through the form of being human, meeting the challenge of being human and meeting the challenges that they themselves set. Yeah, to put everything into its right place. It is a very big, beautiful time now. So, we've got density, high frequency, vibrational, light, love information that is expressed through darkness, through emptiness, as form. It becomes. It is. The geometries of creation within, as with all beingness of creation. Because why? It starts with one, and then there is one, and that's all there is. And then one wants to see itself. One wants to be able to see what one looks like. So creation splits. You guys know the story. It's been told 100,000 times. Creation splits itself in two so that creation can see itself. And in that process, a third is created, the relationship between. And love infinite sees itself. And love infinite has the opportunity to relate. And this is a magnificent experience. Inside of the state of purity, we have got now two. This is mind. We have got the two, and the one that is together as two that are one, the three. Now, of course, three is a highly dynamic state of being. Three is directional. Three has pointing. Three has options. Three is a change. Three is a choice. I suppose the first choice arose out of the golden question mark of the one, to know itself. There we come again to why are we here in this dense place, this very challenging place about remembering to know true self. Same like the one. Why do we think we are separate? We think we are one because we are one. Yeah. Getting it right in this form, coming to realization, realization, coming to real about this thing is very challenging, and it's worth the effort. It's worth the focused awareness. It's worth it. It's worth the doing. It's worth the being. It's worth the feeling through. It's worth all of the sweat and the tears and the grime and the joy and the pain. It's worth it all, because it's true. So then we have three, and three expresses, because there's two and the one is born in between, we have got always this relationship. It has been manifest in form in this place as father, mother, child. Father with the seed of thought, man, masculine, with the seed of thought, woman, feminine, receptive, to receive. I give birth to receive myself. She receives. He makes action. The action is to follow a thought. A thought is created. A word is spoken. The word creates. A receptive. I am here to receive myself. So we have man and woman. We have masculine and feminine. Father and mother. So many reflections of this. And then what happens? The space in between. Child. Child is born. I am the space in between. So, then we can express it in the geometries of creation in terms of masculine point of view, which looks like formation. It looks like solid shape. It looks like one idea, if you like. Or we can express it, and we can express it in feminine form, which looks like flowingness, because to be receptive, we must be able to flow. We must be able to flow to receive unconditionally. And love is unconditional. We must be able to flow, to meet any form that is given to us to meet, to receive it, to receive ourselves into it. So we have these things, and then this brings me now to the fractal nature of the geometries of creation. And why we're talking about all of this is because the deep study that I am within and that I'm here to share is about voice. It's about voice, which, yes, it is speaking, singing, the stuff that comes out of the mouth, sounds. And also voice is the expression I am. It is the expression of love. That is me, uniquely. The good, the bad, and the ugly of love. That is me uniquely. It's all love. Love is unconditional. Love is truth. How I'm feeling now, I'm expressing it. It is my truth now. Here comes the challenge. The corruption that lives inside the fractals. Why? Because we forgot. Maybe it was those angels. It's beside the point. It's time to stop blaming and pointing fingers at others. Now it's time for us to take responsibility for ourselves, to take it all into our hearts as ourselves, because it is ourselves. It is all ourselves. It is one, remember? We are one. We are one being, remembering itself, wanting to see itself, remembering itself, and birthing itself anew, again and again and again, infinitely, with every breath, with every sound, with every heartbeat, and more so with every choice. So, we forgot. Then what happens, and I've seen this again and again, when great beings of light, of love, of awareness that are inside, even deeply inside, the memory of togetherness, inside the memory of creating and creation, and yes, that divine holy family type of relationship, the three, the Holy Trinity within all things. When divine beings think that they have been betrayed because something has happened, something very difficult, something very painful, whatever it may be, something that feels like an invasion, an intrusion, something feels like it's not me, to makes us feel like it's not me. Maybe even the angel said, it's not me. How can it possibly be me? I would never choose to cause so much pain to myself. And yet, there is only one. All is one. Even me, I am one. This is one. Everything is one. And inside with the fluidity of nature, there becomes more. We are also two. We receive ourselves. And when we get confused about the fact that we are just one, that we are separate, that one is a separate state of being, what I've seen happen so many times in the work that I do with liberating frequencies that have become confused within this density of the human state of being, within the density of the field of humanity, within the density of Mama Gaia, children of Gaia. Because there are so many children of Gaia. There's so many children of this planetary being. She is multidimensional. We can't see all of them. Many of them are beyond the veils, between the veils. We call them magical creatures. Some of them look very scary, and in fact they can be very scary, and they can cause a lot of destruction. Why? Because they're angry. Most of them is because they're angry, because they think they've been betrayed. I think all of them, they're angry, or they're sad, or they're bitter, or they are vain, or they are, what are those other ones, those 7 deadly sins, those things. And put it all there. Those are states of forgetting. Those are states of confusion, in fact. Forgetting that it too is me in Lakesh. I am another yourself. I don't understand why you are causing me pain. But for sure, the relationship between us, you are love, I am love. This must be love. Let us come to know this love into a state of harmony. Let us sing this love. born from this pain into a state of harmony. This is an upliftment. This is an ascension process, and this is a healing. And this is a very great teaching about choice and freedom and equality. That there is no, it's not a victim and perpetrator, because that talks about one is bigger than the other or something. It makes us assume that somebody has got power over us. In fact, it's not true. We all are equal. Let's drop that story. Can we drop that story? That's a good question. Can we drop that story about victim and perpetrator? So now we are in the time of recognizing the corruptions. In this process of moving through the solar plexus that we have been going through, and if you haven't yet gone through that process, then I'm going to invite you to start now. Start now. Go there inside this space and find the link that goes to the crowning series solar plexus attunement, and journey with that song, journey with that healing song, connecting there with Pyramid Rock, the all-seeing eye in the Cape Peninsula of the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa, the Rainbow Nation. Go to that one, and if you want, eat some chocolate, some cacao. It's very good about helping us to stay close to our hearts, the heart of unconditional love. Cacao is, it's part of the medicine. And just receive that light, sound, information. Receive it. You don't have to watch it or study it. Just relax and receive it. Eyes open, eyes closed, whatever. The light informational frequency that is coming through the visual sight is useful for the beauty of it. For the beauty way, it is useful for the liberation, for the crazy of it. It is useful for the wild. And also, it's not necessary to take it all in. It can be taken in all in sound. Also, I'm inviting you to open your own voice. Connect to your solar plexus inside your body, here by where the stomach is, the place where we start to digest the nutritional frequency that we take in, that we choose to take in. We start to digest it. So here, this is what we are doing now. This is the invitation, is to choose well what we take in, because what we take in also becomes what we give out. And to really start through the process of this doing this for 1 month, being in the awareness of what we take in, because of what it is I want to put out. Why must I be aware of what I take in? And I'm not just talking about food. I'm talking about from the media. I'm talking about even in conversation. Surround yourself. We know these things. Surround yourself with those beings. It can be humans, it can be plants, it can be animals, it can be mountains. Surround yourself with those beings. It can be water, stars. Take them in, those beings that resonate joy inside you. True joy, peace, happiness, fun, freedom, love. There's those feelings, those wonderful feelings. Fill yourself only with words that resonate to these places. Other words come sometimes too, they do. Other beings, other frequencies come, they do. They come to bring information from the reality that is inside with very ancient corruption, because it's a long time ago. If you're going to walk on the straight line timeline of memory, It's even underneath and beyond the memory that we've got now. Most of us in the society, the culture has wiped out a lot of, this memory. It's deep, it's ancient. That distortion, that corruption, that belief that separation happened, forgetting that everyone is one. Everyone, even the words they talk it. The clues are everywhere. So I'm inviting you to spend a whole moon cycle with these frequencies inside your being, to align your will. The solar plexus, I'm facing the light. I'm not facing you. I'm facing where's the light coming through the window and the door. The solar plexus is the place where our will sits, our stomach, our choice to digest what we put inside. It's a coming together place of the above and the below, as is any place in the body. That place is like a fire, and it rises. The fire rises up. Our will rises from this place and connects, boom, through the top of our heads and the geometries of our creative structures, boom, inside with our highest wills, inside that with the highest will I am, individuated and part of all. And so when it is aligned, then we can live in flow, we can live in purpose, we can express, we can grow, we can love, we can, all of those things. When we are aligned with our highest will, when our highest will is guiding us and choosing the steps through the within, when it is filtering into our minds and it is not distorted or corrupted by those belief structures, those patternings, those fractals and geometries that have forgotten that we are together. That comes through ancestral stuff. It comes through the memory of creation even. This is very vast. And yet here we are in this radical density, in this extreme, phenomenal, magnificent, beautiful, roaring density of physicality here on this planet, the Gaia spirit, who is courageous enough, this planetary being, to give us freedom of choice, to say, this is my body, and this body in this place is an expression of love that is unconditional, and thus this place is flowing with the law that of freedom of choice, that everyone has freedom of choice. So it's a big challenge, that one, because of course we can make choices that are not in alignment with our highest will very easily. That's how we learn. How does the toddler learn that fire is hot? Sometimes by touching it. And so we experience suffering here in the physicality, because it is the nature of this place of physicality, is that one can experience suffering more easily, because one can fall and hurt oneself. Yeah. So in this time of aligning the will with the highest will, my invitation to you is to drop deeply into, what is it? Who am I? What is it? What is truly resonant inside me? What are my intentions? What is the vision, the highest vision that I can find within my being, in the silence, in the reflection of life around me? What is a yes? What is a yes and what is a no? Let's find those yeses and those nos and refine them. Clean refinement, like black and white. Both these things create rainbows, black and white. Both create and contain rainbows, all of the colors within them. Let's find those things, the yes and the no. And it's not about one is one is one. Which one is which is beside the point. That's just getting stuck in details. Let's find those things. Inside with the yellow, inside with the smiling face, the yellow smiley face. Let's find those things that align us with joy. Joy rises, it is a frequency, it is a feeling, it is an emotion. Powerful emotions are powerful. Joy is an emotion that rises like fire all the way up to the highest of high. It connects us straight inside with the divinity. Joy is freedom. Joy is love in a magnificent expression of self. And so this is an invitation. It comes from our own bodies, from the colors of our beings, and from the rainbow existence that we have been given the eyes to see. No other creature here on this planet sees the rainbow spectrum like we do. We do see that. So many others see shades of grey. So let's find our yes and our no. Let's refine our yes and our no. So in that process, we are looking at, is my yes or my no coming from a place of separating myself from others? It means radical responsibility, taking responsibility. It means taking what appears to be somebody did something to me, or the culture did something to me. So it's a no. No. Okay, yes, we've got to know. Okay, that's a clue. The clue opens up the rainbow, so now don't get attached to that. It means let go of that. It means take that feeling in. Take it in fully as my own feeling. Take that corruption in and own it. And through that place, allow it to be fluid. Allow it to be released into the truth of unconditional love, into the truth that everyone, we are one. There is no separation, into the truth that this dynamic reality. So, a strong commitment. This is a strong commitment and invitation, and it is a study. It is a manifestation of awareness. This is a devotional practice, not to anybody else, to knowing true self, to, I can even say, hunt, to hunt the corruption that lives within us. And oftentimes we recognize it around us. When we recognize corruption in the culture, in our relationships, in those around us that are close to us, when we recognize corruption that makes us rile, it makes us angst, it makes us that's the time to say, okay, let me find it inside me. Let me take it inside me. If I take that to be a reflection of me, a truthful reflection of me, then I will be able to find it inside me and love myself. Love conquers everything. Love is everything. So no thing that thinks it is separate, no corruption can stand in the face of love, because it melts into love. It becomes love. It remembers. Let's put it in the most simple forms. It remembers that it is love, and it returns home to love, to togetherness. So now, in my timeline, as I'm sitting here and I saw the crescent moon, very fine smiling of her face, the light reflection, together with the rising light, it means that she's going to be in the sky together with the sun. It means that I think maybe it's tomorrow, or the next day, it's coming, the dark moon. It means she rises together with the sun. We turn towards them and they are standing side by side. So we don't see the moon at all because there's no reflection from the sun. Not on our side anyway. She's just shining straight to the sun. She's just having an absolute love affair with the sun without us getting involved. It's just between the two of them at the dark moon. And all the other suns, that moon, she's just shining all of her full face to all of the suns. Not to us. We are inside with our own stories at that time and being reflected upon. Being reflection. And so now in my story where I'm about to enter in to, or where we are, we can say, because I'm certainly not alone. Even you are here now, whether you know it or not. We're about to enter into the density of the hara, the waters of creation, that are able to express in the three phases of matter. Physical, crystalline form is ice. Fluid nature is water. Gaseous, spiritual nature is breath, is the sky water. Vapor. We're about to enter into that place. We want to take in to that place will that is aligned with the highest density that we can attain. The density which remembers that we are together, that we were never betrayed, that there is nothing to forgive. We are forgiven, we are forgiveness. We are together. So this is the invitation, the challenge and the quest. And perhaps the easiest way to attain it is a state of relaxation, to relax into togetherness, to relax into love, aligned with the frequencies of joy. Love that's not aligned with the frequencies of joy is not necessarily all that relaxing, you know. Love that's not aligned with the frequencies of peace is not necessarily all that relaxing. So the invitation, where's the stress? Where's the anxiety? Let me recognize that it is me, and remember that I am body of earth. I am an expression. I'm a child of the Gaia spirit. I am an infinite soul. Spirit flows through me. Gaia is abundant. She gives us back what we give her. Let us give her the stuff that comes from our highest will alignment, from the divinity within us. Now, when I say high, it looks like I'm pointing up there, but in fact, it's like on a scale of frequency, of vibration, of choice, aligned with togetherness. The greatest state of togetherness must be the most dense state, because it includes everything. The most dense state must include everything, because it means there is no thing, no point of light, no point of information, no consciousness, no point of awareness that is left out. Like a black hole, it's very dense. It brings everything together. It is remembering togetherness. Yeah. So it's a big challenge. So we're about to step into that now, where I am here. And once you've moved through the solar plexus and done as much as practice about aligning your will with your highest will, about hunting and recognizing and noticing and realizing that there is no separation, and so bringing it into the heart and letting it be together with love, extending out in the 4 directions through the 4 chambers of the heart, together with the love of the earth, together with the love of creation, together with the love of all that is. This is purifying. It transmutes the forgetting into remembering. And we rise within. And the will, the flame, the fire of life that we are, rises. Yeah. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to continue to do this practice of recognizing. The way that I do it, as you may know by now, in my own expression of truth, is with my voice. I find and recognize the geometries and fractals that are corrupted, and I bring them into the state of fluidity through invitation, because everything has got freedom of choice. Not my place to just grab something and change it. No, it's freedom of choice. So the more I remember that we are together, the more I can make the choice inside myself. I can take that pain and suffering that I'm meeting inside myself and change it. Choose to live differently. Choose to feel differently. Choose to retranslate that emotion, to recognize that that emotion is coming from a separated state of being. It's a separation. It's a memory of separation which is corrupted. That memory has forgotten that we split in order to see ourselves better, to be able to receive ourselves fully, from head to toe, if you like, So I do it with my voice. This is my primary study, and it's also what I'm here to teach and to share. And I'm remembering how to do that more and more well. So if you're receiving this transmission, then I'm assuming that you're inside that study with me. It is likely that you are. And if you haven't found yet the exact study pathways, I'm inviting you to find Thou Art. It is emerging, and I trust that when you find this, it'll be easy for you to find Thou Art, because we're together, and the alignment is true, and we are inside with the divine timing and grace. So I have one more thing to share. It's a small and simple thing. I don't have a pen here, so I can't make it visible fully. It's a teaching I received from the root bark of a tree called Iboga recently. This grows inside the body of earth of Africa, this place of my birth and my home in this life. Said like this: these 3 fingers, said 1, 2, 3 words on those fingers. This one, the one that points, that projects, that directs, that one has got the word grace. Let us write grace on our directing and pointing fingers. Let us call forth and choose to point with grace. To point gracefully. And then the tallest finger. Why is it so tall? It's inside with devotion. Devotion to know true self. And then with this finger here, it had love written on it. That finger, that love, why? Because it goes all the way to the heart, inside with the meridians of physicality of form. So let us remember to point with grace, to direct our lives with grace. To remember that whatever we're pointing at is grace. It is a prayer of me. It is grace reflected back to me. Let me take grace from that which I point to. Let me stand tall in devotion. And let me be soft and gentle. This finger is the one that has got the least pressing power of strength. It's got the least kind of muscle power in the human form. It means it's gentle and soft. Let us relax through gentleness into love. Namaste. Tokosa. Gracias.